There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Chicken Zero.
What's up, everybody? This is the Resident Chicken Zero stream tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very excited. I do need to check the sound, though, so bear with me a moment. Stream tonight. Sounding beautiful. David, are you there?
I am here.
David's here, too. David, say things.
I am saying things frequently and without pause. Definitely not trying to improv this on the fly.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, cool.
We're going to be watching the 1987 classic Blood Diner, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very...
Never heard of Blood Diner.
That's why I chose it, David. A lot of people haven't heard of this gym. Directed by Jackie Kong. Originally, this was supposed to be a remake of Herschel Gordon Lewis movie Blood Feast, which I'm not a big fan of. Herschel Gordon Lewis. Am I saying his name right? You know what I'm talking about, David?
Nope, not in the least.
Oh, he was a director from back in the day. So Jackie Kong was kind of remaking what he did, and I feel like she made a superior B film. I'm not going to ramble on too much about how this movie got made, but I did find out that Lawrence Kasanoff, the guy who started Lightning Videos? Lightning Pictures? What is it? What the hell is it? It is Lightning Pictures. Okay, cool thing about Lightning Pictures is, so Lawrence Kasanoff, I think I'm saying that right, one of the executive producers of this movie, he started Lightning Pictures, and I believe Lightning Pictures is who distributed The Toxic Avenger originally. I believe a Lightning Pictures logo comes up on my VHS that I have of The Toxic Avenger. That is a Troma movie, but I believe that's who distributed.
I was about to ask, didn't Troma wasn't able to self-distribute?
I guess not. I don't know. There's a Lightning Pictures thing on my VHS, so maybe not at that point.
I bet Troma could have done it in the digital age. Like, if Troma had started on YouTube, it would have taken the internet by storm.
They are on YouTube, and they actually they actually just remade The Toxic Avenger. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Peter Dinklage, I think I'm saying his name right. Tyrion from Game of Thrones. He plays the Toxic.
Dinklage, yeah.
He's playing the Toxic Avenger in this new movie. and it looks great, and I know people who have seen it. I've been waiting to watch it for years. I actually got on Twitter a year ago, and I emailed the director, or I twittered the director, everybody who worked on the movie that I knew of. I sent them a tweet, including Peter Dinklage. So still no, I think it should be coming out soon. We're hoping by October this year.
Yeah, I crave that. I need more. Was there a trailer released for it or anything like that?
Oh yeah, there is a trailer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. It looks good. I've heard it was good, but we'll see. Jackie Kong directed this. Jackie Kong only worked on a couple of movies. She did The Underachievers, Night Patrol, and The Being. But Blood Diner is definitely her best project. She kind of got out of filmmaking, and more recently she's been working on a comic book. But
oh, sick.
Last bit of information. Sadly, one of the main characters, Rick Burks, he passed away 2 years after the making of this movie in 1989. He was in a car with a drunk driver and crashed into a tree. But Carl Crew, who plays Georgie, Carl Crew's still alive and doing well. The writer of this movie is a guy named Flyswatter. I was reading about this last night. David Saulnier, I think is how you say his name. He's like in the music industry. He's done a lot of music and stuff, and I guess he's a big deal down in LA. A lot of people know he does a lot of exploitation, and he works in pornography and stuff like that. Michael Saulnier.
Gotcha.
Better known as Ducky Flyswatter.
Ducky Flyswatter.
He is 70 years old and he runs around with a punk band. He was in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, so that's cool.
How come we're not watching a movie called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers?
Not as good as Blood Diner, man. Blood Diner had to be the first. I love this movie. I saw this movie when I was a little boy, and it's just a good movie.
I believe you. I believe you 100%. Because Blood Diner has one of those titles that's like... Patton Oswalt does this bit about how he does punch-up scripts, and not all the scripts have gotten through, but one of the scripts that got through from a total stranger was called Deathbed, the bed that eats people. And that's kind of how I feel about Blood Diner. Like, yeah. Blood Diner, the diner that bloods.
It's movies like Blood Diner and The Talks of Avenger that I give my movies the dumbest names possible. It hasn't worked out very well for me because nobody saw my horror movie that I made because I called it The Dead Baby. And when you type The Dead Baby into the internet, that's not good marketing strategy at all.
It's not.
Unless you want to get people who like looking at dead babies, in which case there's something.
Maybe there's a way that you can hook this into marketing for Death Stranding.
What?
Like the association with Dead Baby and then the babies in Death Stranding?
Here's my thought on The Dead Baby, the title.
Probably better than my thought. Go for
it. No, that's not bad. Dak and I argued about this. Dak, he starred in The Dead Baby. He begged me not to call it The Dead Baby. We should have called the movie Norman. I wanted to call it The Dead Baby because that is edgy. I was 23, I think, when we did that. And
we make all of our best decisions when we're in our early 20s.
Yeah, it should have been called Norman. But I figured the dead baby in the movie is the monster of the movie. It's not actually about... I mean, he is a dead baby. He's in a jar. But it's not like you feel bad for him. He's this evil entity. So I was like, no, the dead baby. That's cool. Nobody has a movie called The Dead Baby. I wanted it to be a double take on the fact that I knew this movie was not... I had $100 in my bank account when we made it. I knew nobody was ever going to see it. It was going to go on YouTube for free. It's kind of my dead baby, quite literally, as a movie. That's what I was thinking. And it works, I guess.
I set it free.
I put it out there. Anyways, Lawrence Kasanoff, one of the executive producers, the guy who started Lightning Pictures, he went on to start a company called... Where was it? I was reading about this last night. I was like, what the fuck? What did he call it?
I'm glad you said what the fuck. Now I know kind of what the tone of language we can use here is.
Yeah, Adult Show. Is it Threshold Entertainment? He started a company... He started a company to work on Mortal Kombat movies. He was a producer on the original Mortal Kombat. He worked on... Yeah, so any Mortal Kombat movie, including the most recent 2021 reboot of Mortal Kombat, he was an executive on that as well.
No way. That was pretty good, that one, the new one that came out.
Yeah, he did some other stuff. He did Ghoulies 3, Class of 1999, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. He went from Ghoulies 3 in 1990 to True Lies in 1994, which is really weird. And then he went from True Lies to...
Whoa!
Yeah, he had a weird... He also was the executive producer on Strange Days, Bionicle, The Legend Reborn, which is a great movie. He did some Lego stuff.
Wow.
The thing that
what a range of projects.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the thing that really caught my eye is, David, have you ever heard of an animated movie from... I think they started working on it in the early 2000s, but it came out in 2012. It's called Food Fight.
Yeah, oh my god, no. Really?
He was the director, screenwriter, and producer of Food Fight, which is something I wouldn't mind watching on here one day.
Every now and then when I think of Food Fight, the first thing that comes to my mind is how the hell did they get Christopher Lloyd into Food Fight? Somehow Charlie Sheen, I don't bat an eye in the least.
No.
But Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. He also played the voice of Cheezel T. Weasel in Food Fight. So the guy there's 4 executive producers on Blood Diner. I was reading about that last night. I was like, with the guy who produced Blood Diner went on to do Food Fight? Like, okay. So just give you an idea of what you're about to get into, David. Before we start the movie, though, I needed to talk to you about something pretty important to me.
Me, brother.
David and I have been friends a long time, since we were the tender age of like 10 or 11. I think I was 10 when we became friends.
I was 8, I do believe.
Yeah, we were little kids. I remember I scared David. I put on Friday the 13th Part 4 on VHS and scared him.
Friday the 13th, and also, right now, one of my favorite movies of all time, still, Return of the Living Dead
Yep.
with the Tar Man,
Oh yeah.
and it's hilarious and it's great now, but back then I was just it like decimated me, and I was like looking at it through my fingers.
We were taught. My wife and I were talking about this because I don't let my son watch this stuff. I let him watch Day of the Dead recently, and the whole time I'm pulling up videos of how everything got made. It's just, I don't know. It's just a different time period, I guess. But my parents, I was watching Pulp Fiction when I was like 11, and I would not let my 11-year-old children watch Pulp Fiction now. So, anyways, Dave and I have been friends a long time. I've been showing him movies. He's shown me movies. We've shared interest in our nerdy lives for a long time. So that's why I invited David on here to be on here for Blood Diner, kind of bring back that old tradition of showing him stuff that he's never seen before. So, David knows me well, and I wanted to ask him a question.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream right now. Yeah.
Okay, this woman, David, is it weird that I have a huge crush on this old woman? The grandma from Grandma Sheldon is just making me feel all kinds of weird. She's just, what is this? Why am I so attracted to this woman? Is this normal?
You know what? When I look at pictures 1 and 6, is it 6? Yeah. So the one from Looper, and then the one at the beginning from at 65 and Potts or whatever.
Okay.
I see those two, and I'm like, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna roll with it then. I don't know if it's because she has a bun. My wife always has a bun. I don't know if it's because she's a heavy drinker. I'm not sure why.
She's like if B. Arthur got thrown into a centrifuge with Gwendolyn Christie.
She's like a hot B. Arthur, especially on Young Sheldon with her little like bun, her beehive thing that she's got going on. I don't know, man. I've been feeling funny. I've been.
You know who Gwendolyn Christie is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you just combine those two, yeah.
Okay, I just needed to know what you thought about that. I was just thinking about that before we started the stream, and I was feeling kind of weird
Just
about my...
Google Grandma from Young Sheldon. I think I love her, but I don't know her name.
No clue. I thought she was on the ranch, but I don't think that actress was on there. Okay. Now, David, did the Blood Diner cut come up for you?
I am looking at it right now. Yes.
Oh, I can't.
I'm also adjusting volume.
Expand it just yet because I gotta switch over. We'll do this. Make sure everything looks good. Man, look, it's like I'm a professional streamer.
Look, Ma.
Oh, I hope my mom's not watching this.
Yeah, me too. Look, Ma.
All right, good. We're set up. Okay, we're gonna watch Blood Diner. I got it all set up for us. David, I had to take this movie. You know how Joe Bob Briggs does a... Do you remember Monster Vision? Did you ever watch that when you were a kid?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know? So you don't know who Joe Bob Briggs is? He has a show where he hosts horror movies on. He's on Shudder TV now as an old man. He does his drive-in totals, and his drive-in totals will have like how many breasts are in the movie, how many people get killed, how they get killed. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
I lost count of how many boobies are in this film, Blood Diner. There's so many boobies in this movie.
Well, you said you took a considerable amount of time to edit this for Twitch.
I did. I went on to Final Cut on my Mac, and I put censor bars on everything. I didn't want to cut anything because I didn't want to mess the integrity of the movie up. But you will not be seeing... If anybody sees a titty while this is streaming today, I would like you to email me a complaint to let me know I missed a titty. But I seriously...
Or at least subscribe to our OnlyFans.
It's almost comical, and it makes me sad because if you're not watching this live right now, this is the only time you're going to see this cut of this movie, because when I put it onto YouTube, the movie won't be on there. There's going to be a picture of Blood Diner, and this is going to turn into a film commentary. So, sorry, I don't have the rights to this. So, but we're going to watch it right now on Twitch, and I did my best to make sure there was no nudity. So, without further ado, Are you ready? Are you ready, David?
So ready.
All right, we are going to watch Blood Diner. All right, what's up, everybody? So this was a portion of the episode where Blood Diner played, and David and I did commentary on it while we watched it together. Unfortunately, even though I covered up the movie with a picture, and we were just going to use this part as a film commentary, the audio, the way I recorded it, the audio was still in the video. and Lionsgate instantly was like, copyright, like you can't have this up on YouTube. It's blocked in America, right? So I don't really have any like way to fight this, obviously, because I don't have the rights to Blood Diner. I wouldn't mind getting the rights to some movies to play, but it's such a pain. Even if you have the rights to a movie that you don't necessarily own, it's such a pain in the ass because all this stuff is automated. There's not. I mean, I think there's people who work on this, but like, there's an automated system. The system picked up the audio from the movie and went, "You don't have the rights to this," and instantly just blocks it. And it's so silly to me. As someone who's made movies, if I made a movie like Blood Diner and it was 40-year-old movie, if I made a movie tomorrow and people loved it and they were playing it on streams and doing commentary, especially, like I'm not making money from this, right? I'm not stealing money from the fucking people who own Blood Diner. Like, it's an old ass movie that nobody's seen. If anything, maybe somebody would have seen this commentary who likes horror movies and would go out and buy Blood Diner on DVD. It's almost a way to not, like, I'm promoting something that's old, right? Like, it's an old ass movie that nobody's really thinking about, and I'm trying to make it cool and show it off. And it's such a pain in the butt with this copyright stuff. I get that you have to have these rules in place because there are people who will steal your shit. But honestly, like, if I'm let's look at it this way. If I made a movie tomorrow and it was good and I put it up on YouTube and somebody stole it, I think if my movie's up first, it's time-stamped and everything, I think I would be able to point out, like, that movie's stolen. But wouldn't that issue right there, wouldn't that make me more money? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this all works. I mean, I could be wrong. I guess if you're like a greedy fucking huge ass movie making company who's worried about millions of dollars, maybe it does. Maybe me playing this on YouTube would hurt that company. But I don't fully see that. I think anybody who loves movies, the way I saw Blood Diner wasn't through Lionsgate. I mean, maybe it was in some capacity, but like I watched it on Sci-Fi Channel like when I was 11 years old. You know what I mean? So somebody got the rights to it and played it on their TV channel. And yeah, they're making money through advertisement and stuff, but that kind of promotion is very valuable to any movie, especially a horror movie. Like, Night of the Living Dead is one of the most successful horror films ever. You could say George Romero didn't make any money from the original Night of the Living Dead because they fucked up and it became public domain. But in the long run, George Romero also ended up making Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Land of the Dead, which made a shitload of money for him, right? So, do you see how this is kind of like a silly thing to like... And I'm not saying I'm a little man, right? But I'm so little, like, me playing this movie to 20 people on YouTube is not gonna fucking hurt anything, right? I digress. Here's your episode 3 of Resident Chicken Zero. This is the stuff you have to put up with, unfortunately, when you're talking about other people's work. I don't own the rights to it, so whoever does own it, which really, this also pisses me off because I feel like Jackie Kong made this movie, right? And I know she had executives and the other producers, and I feel like Jackie Kong should be like, yeah, throw my movie up on YouTube, right? Like, I could have easily messaged her and asked her. I don't think she gives a fuck. You know what I mean? She might. I don't know. Jackie Kong, if you ever see this, tell me how you feel about me watching your movie with another dude on Twitch for an hour and a half and talking about it. Like, this is one of my favorite movies. So it's not like I got on there and was ripping it apart, which other people have before. Like, people have torn into this movie. So I just don't get it. And it's not, Jackie Kong has nothing to do with copyright shit. This is, Lionsgate owns Blood Diner. So, I don't know, man. It's disappointing that this is the episode that's going to be left over for people to see. Because the idea of doing this game stream thing and playing movies and stuff is to kind of like archive it so people can pick it up later, you know? And so somebody's going to click on this thinking they're going to watch Blood Diner, and they get to listen to me fucking ramble on about copyright strikes and bullshit. So I think the best solution to this problem is to just get back to making my own shit and to
put it out there for you guys to watch. I don't. Honestly, if I make a really cool horror movie, money's nice, but honestly, I want to make movies for people to watch. And I would love if I made a movie and somebody put my shit on their shit and talked about it and promoted it. Like, that is the coolest thing to have happen. Even if it's negative, like, anybody, if you make a movie and people are talking about it, that is a good fucking feeling. Like, even if some dweeb is like, you know, laying into me and fucking ripping it apart, I like that. Like, I want people to watch my movie, whether they like it or not, I can't help, right? But like, just people talking about your shit is kind of why you want people to watch your movie. So this bullshit where like, you can buy it on DVD, but you're the only one that's allowed to watch. It's so stupid to me. I really don't understand that mindset. It's just greed. It's really just greed. And I'm not talking shit about you. I love YouTube. I think YouTube is a great platform. I'm not really talking shit even about Lionsgate. It's just this attitude of like, I own this. Nobody. You make art to put out there to other people, right? You don't own it anymore once it's done. Like, if you can benefit from it, fuck yeah, you deserve it, right? If you work hard on a movie, it is your movie, right? But you're making it to put out there to the audience. So if your audience wants to watch it on their shitty little like game stream thing that, you know, has very small audience, I'm not hurting shit. I'm done. All right. Here's the rest of the episode. We talked about the producer of Blood Diner and shit. It was a really good episode. It was even better with the movie. Even with the movie covered up, the commentary was great. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Let's check out the classic trailer to the movie Food Fight. We're not going to watch Food Fight tonight. It's too late. I got to go to bed soon. But
Fair enough. I mean, I'm still staring at Blood Diner cut.
oh, sorry. Yeah, you'd have to watch this on the stream. Oh, jeez.
Comes alive.
His name was Dexter, a great detective, and with his
From the executive producer of Blood Diner.
powder devil Dan, he would always get his man, but when she vanished, he was
The
a
duration of this
failure.
trailer,
So
the
he
quality
stopped
dips
being a
amazingly.
sleuth, cause he couldn't find the truth. Her name is
Like, there's a couple really well animated shots in here.
and
the
when
rest
she
of it
walked
is just
into his
garbage.
place, wow, the look on every face, but could he trust her? He didn't think so. Something didn't seem quite right. Tell me what's an exobite on dance? The action gave them wrecked. He lost his love, maybe now his nightclub, but will Dex get X at the Copa? Copa Banana. The hottest
Wayne
spot
Brady.
north
Wayne
of
Brady plays
Havana.
this film.
There's a bunch of big names in this fucking movie. I don't understand.
It's absurd. Isn't Lucy Liu in this?
We'll look it up.
What amounts to a multi-brand production on the ride. Loaded with celebrity voices. What happened?
I think it took them a really long time to finish it, but it was bad. Somebody with money made it and got it out for whatever reason. I don't know what they were thinking when they did it. Maybe he wanted to make a bad movie.
Maybe he was like, this is going to be the easiest tax write-off ever.
Yeah, I mean, I try to make bad movies. Let's look up all of. Wow, there's a lot of movies called Food Fight. That's dumb.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies called Werewolf too. Shockingly.
Let's. Oh wait. Nope, that's a. Fuck.
Jorge Rivero. That's who I was thinking of. Or is he? Or does he call himself George? Jorge
Depends.
Rivero, born Jorge Rosas in 1938, Mexican actor with a career spanning 2 continents, America and Europe. Yeah, I could totally have seen that guy having a career similar to this guy's. He had a huge...
And he's in a movie called Werewolf.
Yeah, Werewolf. It was made in 1996.
Lawrence Fast.
Also known as Arizona Werewolf, is an American direct-to-video horror film directed by Tony Zarindast and starring Jorge Rivero, Richard Lynch, Federico Cavalli, Adriana Miles, and Joe Estevez. I mean, it's got an Estevez in it. You know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, those Estevezes. I can't believe this dude made the same guy who made Mortal Kombat or got Mortal Kombat made. Fucking made. I'm still just like.
It really hasn't sunk in yet, has it?
Did he? Oh no, Food Fight's on here. There's an exclamation point at the end of the title, David. That's why.
Oh, my apologies.
Hilary
I
Duff,
should have.
Haley Duff, Charlie Sheen, Ava Longoria, Wayne Brady, Christopher Lloyd, Chris Kattan, Larry Miller,
Chris
Edward
Kattan?
Edward Asner, Jerry Stiller, Christine Baranski, Lawrence
You got Ed
Kasanoff.
Asner in this?
Yes, Harvey Fierstein, Cloris Leachman, Shelley Morrison, Eddie McClurg. Okay, I think we're getting out of the bigger names, but like, what the fuck?
Haley Duff is Sweet Cakes. Shelley Morrison is Lola Frutola.
We might have to watch this one day because
James Arnold Taylor as Dr. C. Nustrix.
Yep.
James Arnold Taylor he's a well-known voice actor.
Yeah, they got Hilary Duff in this shit.
How'd they get Hilary Duff?
She wasn't even. She was kind of done by 2012. It took them a long time to get the movie made. But
That's astonishing. Yeah, he's Titus from Final Fantasy X and Ratchet in Ratchet and Clank. And he was in Food Fight.
well, any final thoughts on Blood Diner? It's pretty interesting, right?
After watching it, I feel fulfilled in a lot of ways.
Good.
But it does leave behind a sort of hollowness, knowing that there will not be another movie in the near future that will reach the same apex.
No, I don't know. Try and think of something crazy that I've seen of recent times. I think Fed Alvarez, the guy who did the Evil Dead remake, I think he makes some pretty crazy movies. The more recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre was pretty fucking nuts.
Was the Evil Dead remake any good?
Yeah, I loved it. I saw that in theaters when it came out. The movie's
Sick.
11 years old. Yeah, it was really good, actually. I liked it because it doesn't really... It remade the original, but it didn't fuck with the original. He did his own thing with it. And he... It's kind of like a bad roller coaster. Like, it's just so over-the-top violent and gory.
Did our boy make a cameo in it, Mr. Bruce Campbell?
Bruce Campbell shows up at the very end of the Evil Dead remake during the credits, and he goes, groovy. And then it ends. And that's it. And then the Evil Dead Rise, they're trying to get away from Ash as a character, right?
Sure.
They did his trilogy, and then he did the show. They did 3 seasons of the show, and Bruce Campbell's like, I'm hanging out the chainsaw. So they're getting ready to make 2 more Evil Deads, and they're going to try and turn it into like an anthology series, so you can do different stories. And
okay.
Some people would argue that they want Bruce Campbell. I think the story's simple enough. You have a book that makes people come back as evil demons. You can kind of do your own thing and get some new characters.
Yeah, you could definitely have a couple new signature iconic characters that do wild shit, like get their hand chopped off and replace it with a chainsaw, or just there's a lot of possibilities and crazy stuff that can happen. That's just what happened to Bruce Campbell's character.
You know, and I don't want to spoil it, but the end of the Evil Dead remake, the main girl in it, who kind of takes over for Ash from the original, she gets her hand ripped off, and she ends up using a chainsaw at the end. So, I mean, you can have somebody have a chain. You could keep the chainsaw arm. It just doesn't have to be.
If it winds up being like the motif that they always go to, like, this is the hero of Evil Dead because she's got a chainsaw for a hand. Like, yeah, I believe that.
I dug Evil Dead Rise. I thought it was pretty good.
Just like Doom always has to have a chainsaw, or the BFG.
And that comes from Evil Dead. Like, that might come from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but
Right.
I digress. I have some other movies I'm working on. David, have you ever seen Wild Zero?
I've never heard of Wild Zero. It sounded familiar for a second, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
It is a Japanese zombie film with a band called Guitar Wolf, and
Guitar Wolf is sick.
yeah, you know
That's
who
a
Guitar.
great name.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was gonna say you know who Guitar Wolf is. They give a young man at one of their shows a whistle to blow when he's in danger, and the young man comes across a town infested with zombies, and he blows a whistle, and so they fight aliens and zombies together.
And what, Guitar Wolf shows up and starts kicking ass?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that movie came out in 1999 or 2000. I forgot. It's been a while. They're talking about doing a sequel, so we're definitely watching Wild Zero in the near future. I got some
Thank
other
goodness
stuff.
for the internet.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to come up with movies that not a lot. I mean, I know people have seen Blood Diner, but not a lot. They used to play at like 3 a.m. on Sci-Fi Channel back in the day.
Oh, gotcha.
It's one of those cult films. So
That's really where a lot of the best cult obsessions come from. Like, I mean, that's the whole reason why I got into anime was Vampire Hunter D on
Yep.
the Sci-Fi Channel.
I think I watched a movie called Armitage on Sci-Fi, and that's the first time I saw.
Armitage was sick.
Yeah, Armitage is
Yeah.
cool. What was it? Akira, which is like one of the biggest animes ever. That was the first time I saw Akira. Was on
Oh, yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel. They're still
Leave me alone!
they're doing a live action Akira. I started seeing pictures for that.
Are they really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Japanese. I could be wrong on that.
I hope they can pull it off. I didn't dislike the Battle Angel Alita live action thing. I feel like they could have done it either way, as like a live action or as a CG. Completely.
I loved Battle
I think-
Angel Alita.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it at all. A lot of people were griping about her eyes, but she is like an unnatural thing.
She's a Martian cyborg. Yeah, she's not human.
Yeah,
I
not even remotely.
did you know Edward Norton was at the end of that movie?
No.
I forgot his name. The guy up in Teferius or whatever. He's that guy.
Oh, no way.
Nova. He's Nova.
Well, damn.
I had no clue. So I had to like see it online and be like, that was Edward Norton? Like I had no idea.
If I go back and watch it, maybe I'll tell, but I remember feeling the same way when I was watching Tropic Thunder and Tom Cruise's character came on.
Yeah, I didn't know that was
And-
Tom Cruise the first time I saw Tropic Thunder either.
See, that's so weird, because I knew immediately that it was Tom Cruise, but everybody that I went with said, dude, there's no way, and they called me crazy.
Oh no, you can tell. Once you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny because my wife and I showed her Tropic Thunder recently because she had never seen it and she thought it was really good, and I was like, we were talking about it and she's like, I can't believe this movie hasn't been canceled yet, and sure enough they're trying to cancel it now, and Ben Stiller's
Yeah.
like, I'm not apologizing for this movie.
No. The part of the whole, especially with RDJ's performance as Osiris Lincoln, like,
Yeah.
that was the whole point of his character, was that they were making fun of method actors who think they can do that. That's why they had the other black actor there who's like, what do you mean, you people? Like, all of that was perfectly played exactly the way that it should be.
Yeah, I don't think they were being insulting at all.
No. I know for a fact that Jamie Foxx liked it.
Yeah, that movie's hilarious. I like Satan's Alley. The Satan's Alley trailer makes me crack. They got
Yes.
Tobey Maguire.
With Tobey Maguire.
I don't want this to sound homophobic, but back in the day, back around 2005, actually maybe
Here we go.
2004, on Zynga, the first time I ever saw the trailer for Brokeback Mountain, I thought it was a joke. I posted it on my Zynga. I said, "This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. This is great."
I feel like that's exactly what they were going for with Satan's Alley, though.
They were
Is-
making fun of Brokeback Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, this is actors trying to play a role like this that they can get an Oscar. That's all that they're trying to do.
And somebody can misconstrue that as me being homophobic, but honestly, I'm a straight guy, I have a wife and kids and stuff, but I feel like if I were gay, I would be insulted. Why wouldn't... I think it's almost
why wouldn't
more...
they get gay actors?
Yeah, why wouldn't they get
two
somebody that's
straight,
genu- yeah.
big blockbuster actors?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I guess I don't mind a straight person playing a gay person, but it's weird and Hollywoodized and forced, and they're like,
Yeah.
let's have a gay story about cowboys. It's a little... I don't know.
But let's fail to be as genuine as possible.
Yeah. Thank you. That
But
sounds a lot.
then again,
homophobic.
I can't claim to speak for the LGBTQ, all of it. That's how I would feel if somebody was trying to portray. I've seen that sort of thing in like like all the classics when someone's trying to depict a gamer in a movie or a show.
Yeah,
and they're like
yeah.
hammering the buttons or something, and I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, you're insulting me. I know how this shit works. That's another movie. I forgot what it's called. Have you ever heard about like Tom Hanks, like one of his very first movies?
Are you talking about Mazes and Monsters?
Yes. Have you seen that?
Boy. I have seen Mazes and Monsters.
Did you know that movie's
I'll
based?
happily watch it again.
That movie's based on a true story. There was a kid playing D&D and he got lost in.
Yeah, the Satanic Panic of the time.
Well, but a kid in college got lost in the broiler room underneath a big college campus.
Wow.
And that's why they made that movie.
And then they were just like, oh yeah, he was delusional or whatever.
Well, one example, but that puts a bad stigma on. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go hang out with my kid and get him in bed. It's getting late. Thank you so much for coming on our show, David, and showing me that I can use Discord on here.
'Twas an absolute pleasure, sir. Of course, long-time viewer, first-time caller. I love you.
All right. Thank you.
I love the reflex. Yeah, I love. Hold on. Take it easy, man.
All right, bye, buddy. Love you too. I gotta love you in too. All right, guys. Blood Diner. Check it out on VHS from Lightning Video if you can get a copy. Classic, 1987 B flick, one of a kind. If you're watching this on YouTube, I don't have the rights to it. I'm starting to learn how to get the rights to movies, so maybe one day I'll be able to show Blood Diner again. What's up? Come in. What can I do for you? Did you want to say goodnight to everybody before I play the game over screen?
Bye everybody. Like that video, like subscribe, ring the bell, and the heart.
Good job. Hey, go brush your teeth.
Okay, let me guess, it's my bedtime?
Yeah.
No! Right when I'm just gonna watch a video,
Go brush your teeth.
it's always quick.
Go brush your teeth. Leave that door open, man. I'm sweating. It's hot in here. All right.